Hello viewers, welcome to Hila-P Sports Entertainment TV. We are still discussing the midweek review, and it's the Champions League that we are talking about the playoffs. And what really played out yesterday, like I and my colleague have been discussing, the likes of Newcastle, Atletico Madrid, and of course the Bayer Leverkusen they put through. Now we'll be looking at today's game. CBN, Atlanta will be hosting Dortmund, despite the first leg going in Dortmund's way, by 2-0. So what are you expecting today in Italy?
Yeah, we are. I'm expecting a tough game because 2-0, even as much as 2-0 is enough for you to actually go through at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But then when you have a two-legged match tie, where you have to go home and away, and then you win 2-0 at your home, and you still have to have it at the back of your mind that the job is not done yet.
Yes.
So when I'm very sure Atalanta will still be hopeful that they can still come back. I mean, it's just 2 goals.
Yeah.
They'll be hopeful that they can still come back in the game. And now I think we're going to see a lot of goals in this encounter because the game is going to be very open.
Definitely.
Atlanta is going to try to be very offensive. They've been a team that's
Dortmund on their own end would also like to hold them and score.
Exactly.
To have a goal.
Exactly. I think Dortmund will want to. I think in the beginning of the game, from my own point of view, I think in the beginning of the game they'll want to sit back a little bit and then
watch
go
and see how it goes,
because they have 2 goals already.
Yeah, definitely.
There's no need to come out in full force for the moment until you see how the opponents are faring in the encounter. So, but it's still I think it's still an open game. It's an open tie.
Yeah,
anything can still happen.
Definitely,
anything can still happen in the game. But I think for the fact that they have 2 goals already in the tie, I think I'll still give it to Dortmund.
Okay, speaking about being safe, is Galatasaray safe? Because they'll be going to Juventus today. Old lady will be facing the Galatasaray, and despite the Galatasaray being on the advantage end, 5 goals to 2. Are you expecting? In fact, it's a question to you. Gala, are they safe?
I think yes. To a great extent, I think I will say yes. In this playoff, I think there are a couple of matches that were played in the first leg that you look at and then you say the tie is already done and dusted. Newcastle Karabakh was ended in the first leg, and Bodo Glimt versus Inter Milan. We
never saw it.
We never saw it happening yet. I think in the first leg, Bodo Glimt actually showed why we should have considered that game done and dusted, but we didn't see it coming because we thought, okay, this was Inter Milan. They were going to do something spectacular in the second return leg and then maybe eliminate Bodo Glimt. But then Galatasaray versus Juventus, I think is another game that we should look at and say it's already over for Juventus.
Okay.
Because Gala, they have a fantastic team. They have fantastic players. They have good defenders, and then they have wonderful striker.
Yeah.
In Victor Osimhen and Morikade as well. These are deadly strikers.
Definitely.
And it's Juventus currently they are not really at their best. They are not. Even
their normal domestic league they have been losing.
Exactly. So it's not going to be easy for them to come back in this game. It will take a huge collapse for Galatasaray for Juventus to actually come back in the game.
Okay, now this is a French affair. It's a France affair. PSG will be hosting Monaco as well today. Despite the first leg, going PSG's way, Doué scoring 2 goals, and also with Hakimi dropping the third. Now, in this game, how have you seen it? Are you seeing Monaco coming back, or are you seeing PSG, who are champions, who are the champions, returning their place?
Yeah, I think the only thing that can actually make Monaco to come back into this game if PSG played the same way they played in the first 20 minutes of that first leg.
Definitely.
They were very bad. They were disorganized. They didn't even know what they were doing.
This same thing that happened, CBN. I think that was what happened in the Club World Cup finals. Because when we didn't understand, they just took the opportunity, the advantage, and they punished them before they could be able to know what they're doing. They are 3 goals down.
Because if you watch the game against Monaco in the first leg, they were just doing nothing. They were doing a lot of things, but they were doing nothing. The players were just everywhere. I mean, you could see that they had no idea. They didn't even understand what was happening. And then Monaco was just taking their chances and scoring. Monaco got the first 2 goals in the game. Yeah. And I think the only good thing that happened for PSG at that moment, that very day, was Dembele getting injured and then Doué coming in. Now you could imagine if Dembele was not injured, there was no way Doué could have come in the first half. Probably in the second half. But then maybe before he will come in the second half, a lot of things would have been too late Do you understand?
Definitely.
But Dembele got injured in the, I think in the around the 20 something minutes or thereabout. I may not be very accurate, but when he got injured, Due came on, and that was that was their savior.
Definitely.
Due was their savior in that game. So if Dembele was not injured, I think you could have had a different story by now.
Yeah.
And if they had lost that game the way they were actually going to lose it, probably they would have lost like by like 3-0 or 4-1, and it would have been game over for PSG. But then coming back to get the equalizer, and then still got the winning goal. It's a huge morale boost for them, because going into the second leg, they are coming. Monaco is coming to pack the France, and it's what the situation they would have prepared themselves to be in, even though it could have been worse. Do you understand? But them having to welcome Monaco now is a good thing for them to now make sure they don't play badly the way they played in the first 20 minutes. I mean, if it happens again in this second leg, it's just a goal different. Yeah. And in this Champions League, now, there's no away goal.
There's no away goal.
So it's just a goal different. If Monaco scores first and decides to defend,
it's going to be
and the game ends in 90 minutes, they're going to go into extra time and penalties, and anything can happen when it gets to that stage.
Okay, thank you. And finally, today's game, it's going to be another drama right there at Bernabeu. It's going to be Real Madrid, Benfica. CBN, in the first leg, there are many emotions, many drama that really played out there. Gianluca Pellegrini really, because of the words he used, and at the end of the day, he said he didn't use an racist word.
That it was homophobic.
But even at that, despite what really played out, I think I was surprised to see him on the plane to Spain.
Yeah, I think what's really happening here is that the club Benfica, they are trying not to accept the truth. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because they know if they accept the truth, it's going to dent their image.
Definitely.
They are definitely not going to be happy with the guy.
Yeah.
Maybe internally they will punish him, they will fine him, but they don't want the world to see them as a racist club.
But it doesn't say matter, because once UEFA fines you, which is on the line.
Of course, if UEFA fines him, now it should be obvious. But as long as UEFA have not found him guilty, it's not like when your case is in the court. Once the court has not said you are guilty, you are still not guilty. Do you understand? Until it is proven in the court that you are guilty.
Definitely.
So if UEFA comes out and say, okay, we've done our investigations, we've had these evidences, we've collected a lot of evidences, and we've looked at them, and then we found this guy guilty of racist abuse against Vinicius Junior. We are going to fine you 10,000 euros, 5,000 euros,
and some
10 match ban, or whatever whatsoever. Now, I think that's when it would not be obvious. Even if the club still wants to deny it, they can go ahead. But I think if it happens that way, if you ever had concluded on that investigation, he wouldn't have followed them. Whether he's going to play or not, he wouldn't have followed them to Spain.
Okay.
But on the other hand, I think it's still wrong for them to bring him to Spain.
Definitely.
In as much as
it's going to cause a very big
it's still wrong, because
a big one.
The guy has come out to say, like he rightly mentioned, that it was a homophobic clause, that he didn't abuse Vinicius racially. And then again, in later said that Vinicius called him a dwarf. I mean, these are crazy statements. I mean, okay, if he called you a dwarf, there are cameras everywhere. Definitely, they are going to look at. I don't think there's a time that we see Vinicius closing his mouth with his shirt to call you a dwarf. So the investigations, I think they will go. I think it's going to, because I think the situation has caused a lot of commotion online, and a lot of people are calling for his head. But I'm very sure UEFA are going to do the right thing.
They will. Surely they will.
The young man, Gianluca Pellegrini, I mean, he's such a disgrace to football and to Benfica, and as an Argentine, he just
and to even learn that Madrid almost signed him last 3 years. So that he's not hidden, but his talent is not hidden, but his behavior. I think everybody should be held accountable with the content of their character, not really the color of their skin.
Because already you're a public figure. I mean, whatever you do, people are watching. There are children watching.
Definitely.
There are a lot of people that are looking up to you.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And it's crazy because I think before now, a lot of people are already seeing Argentines as racist, mostly.
Okay.
And when you come out and do something like this, and you're an Argentine, I mean, it goes to show that maybe people are right. Maybe it's obvious that in Argentina that blacks are being abused on a daily.
Yeah.
That blacks are not accepted in Argentina.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the national team, we've never had any black player.
Yeah. Although, notwithstanding, like you rightly said, I think this is a personal behavior from him, and
I know, but still, we had the national team of Argentina singing racist songs against the French players back then.
They did.
I know it's personal. It's not
very
like
right.
I'm not going to say
You're very right. You're very right because
you
know what you just said. You just reminded me because history goes that it happened, which Chelsea captain, deputy captain would have been punished. But at the end of the day, it was cleared, from that particular incident. Okay, you are very right. And for me, I don't see him, mentioned, because for me, if you want to say it openly to him, be a man. Own it up. Not you using your jersey to close your mouth.
It was going to be putting me in hot waters if you do that.
And for him to, we are even yet to even ascertain what he used, because you coming out to say, okay, you not use a racist abuse. It wasn't a racist abuse. It was a homophobic slur. It shows that something really was really said.
And you have accepted that something was said. I think in the UEFA rules, whether it was a racist slur or homophobic slur or whatsoever, I think it's you are going to get the same punishment.
You are going to.
Definitely we are going to see him being punished, regardless of whatever he said now. Because for him to accept, I think he has gotten to a point where he realized that he's not going to run away from this. Because there are some players around there who must have heard something. There are some players, I'm very sure even some Benfica players must have heard something. And there are some players that may not be able to stand bold and say, no, he didn't say it when they knew he said it. So it's a very bad situation for him.
What can you say about Jose Mourinho? Because many former Jose Mourinho players, many black players that played under Jose Mourinho have come and say, no, Mourinho is not the racist, and we know that he's not a racist. But Mourinho's late behavior or recent behavior has proven otherwise, and people have been calling him to be able to come out up and apologize. So, what are you saying? What do you have to say about this? Because it shows that Jose, yes, he's trying to protect his own player, protect his club, but at this moment, this is beyond protection. This is beyond your personal view. You don't have personal view. You just have to be open, be professional in your
I think like he said, he was trying to protect his player and his club, but when it comes to situations like this that involves racism, I think he should have been more careful with what he was going to say.
Definitely,
he probably would have just said that, okay, we don't know yet if this is correct or not, if this accusation is correct or wrong. Now we are going to wait until the investigation is done, and then we'll find out who said what. Instead of coming out to say that Vinicius Junior's celebration was the reason why he was racially abused. I mean,
it's a very reckless statement.
When I read what people say about Vinicius Junior's celebration, I used to go and watch the celebration over and over again, and then I keep asking myself, what is wrong about this celebration? I mean, this young guy scored a spectacular goal, and then he had to run to the corner flag and he danced. Brazilians, we know them about.
Not only the Brazilians, they are called not even only Brazilians. Many of them. Exactly. You are free to express yourself after scoring a spectacular goal.
So I couldn't find any single wrongdoing in that celebration.
So, but I have a question, CBN. Are you seeing Jose Mourinho being fined by UEFA?
By UEFA? No, I don't.
Because I heard that there's a news that he's threatening that if Gianluca Persina is being fined or sanctioned, that he's going to leave the club.
I'm very. If he said that, that means he's such a coward, because that would be the height of it. I mean, everybody is calling him to come out and apologize from what he said.
Definitely.
Now, if he goes ahead and says this now, I mean, we know he's a stubborn individual.
Yeah.
But in this situation, I mean, you should have to
You shouldn't dent his image,
use-
because
use
you have
your
been somebody.
senses
Doesn't mean that you have
correctly.
been, because there's other news upon this. We are saying that is that he has been pretending all this while doing his career. But I don't think Mourinho is a racist. If he
No, I
racist,
don't think. I think Mourinho has been one
has
of
been-
the few coaches that love black players.
definitely is.
He's been like he's used a lot of black players in his career, and I mean if you look at players like Didier Drogba, Michael Essien, Mikel,
Samuel Eto'o, he has used many of them.
There are so many of them that he has.
Not only even the likes of Ashley Cole. These are blacks.
Yeah.
Even what is the former West Ham and Chelsea legend? What is his name? I think Michael. What is that? His name? I don't forget his name. I think he also came out and said no, those more he knew.
Yeah,
he's not a racist.
I don't think Mourinho as a person is a racist. I think he's been biased because he's Benfica coach. I think that he's just trying to protect the club and the player, which to me shouldn't still be. Yeah. But for him, if he comes out and say that if the player is fined, he's going to. I mean, that's stupidity.
Okay, viewers, this will be the end of what to expect today in the Champions League. We have discussed so many things, and the talking point is the Benfica Real Madrid game, which we are expecting tonight. In fact, is a must-watch game because it's going to spew some on unforgiving anger and also on hidden truth of really what happened last weekend in Portugal. Let's see how it goes by weekend. We'll be discussing